Welcome back to my channel. Today is day 11 of the Embodying Our Higher Self challenge. If you're not following already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. Today we are talking about how we hold ourselves and our actions. When I envision my higher self, I see somebody that is very put together. They have a structure, they know what they are here to do, and they are somebody that doesn't want to get involved in arguments and conflicts. When they do have a certain situation that is a little bit tricky to handle, they make sure they compose, they pause for a minute before they speak. There's been many situations in my life that have tested me a little, and it is down to us to decide how we react in them situations. Do we want to be somebody that just goes off the rails and argues and fights with this person, rather than somebody that will just hold back, listen to what's being said, pause for a minute before actually speaking? I feel the version of me that I need to become is somebody that will stop and think and listen and take accountability for how they are in that situation. I want to be somebody that will stop for a minute. They will think about how they should reply and what will happen once I do reply. I don't want to be somebody that is very quick to the gun and is going to just go off the rails. This is not who my higher self is and not who I see them as. So, a lot of situations that we can come involved with, this can be in a work environment, or it could be outside in the street when we're out on a night out, out for dinner. Any sort of situation can arise when we least expect it, but it is down to us to understand how we want to actually deal with that situation and overcome it. We've previously spoken about how we talk and how we are showing up every day to a workplace or around our friends and what conversations we're getting involved with. So this can then link into then how we react. If somebody has said something that we don't agree with or we're not happy with, how are we going to react? Are we going to come back with a straight up answer of, I don't agree with that, no? Or are we going to be somebody that kind of listens to their opinion and then speaks about our opinion and actually has a bit more of a debate about a situation rather than just saying yes or no? When it comes to a work environment, some situations can be quite toxic. We could be dealing with a horrible manager, we could be dealing with horrible staff members, or even the public in general. And it is down to us to hold ourselves and just take a minute to realize, how do we want to react in this situation? How do we want to be seen in this situation? I know that my higher self wants to be seen as somebody that is controlled and they think before they speak. What they do say is very valued. I want to be seen as somebody that is actually a well rounded person, somebody that can control how they feel, has good reasoning behind how they react and what they say. I don't want to be somebody that just jumps the gun every time that there is a problem. I also want to talk about how we hold ourselves, as in, how do we have our posture and how do we show up every day? So we did speak about this before of how we're going to be in our corporate situation in a normal day-to-day setting, but I want to talk about kind of our posture and how we are actually holding ourselves. I've noticed personally, working at a desk, I am very hunched over. I feel back pain. I can see the hunchback of Notre Dame come in, and I'm not happy with it. If you're the same, you will start to feel the aches and the pains. So when it comes to embodying our higher selves, we see them as, how do they show up? Are they walking around with elegance? Are they walking around with confidence? A lot of that can come down to our posture. So when I feel my shoulders are pushed back, I do genuinely feel more of powerful and more confident. And I know that this is actually going to have overall body benefits to my life as well. So it's an all-round good thing to be doing, is holding our posture correctly and making sure that we aren't slumped over and we're not just sluggish all day long. This can also be related to the type of chair we're sitting on. If it's in an office, make sure that you are actually having the correct heights for everything. So I have a laptop and a screen, so I work off two screens in the office as well as a laptop just below it, so it kind of has a screen and then a laptop down below. So I need to make sure that when I'm actually sat at my desk, my chair is supporting me correctly, and then the screen's at the right height, my arms are at the right height for my keyboard and the desk. Everything needs to be the correct height, otherwise we are just causing ourselves more problems. This can then affect our overall well-being and how we feel throughout the day. It can make us more irritable. So if anything, what we are doing by not looking after our posture and how we are sitting every day at a desk, same as if we are waitressing. I remember when I had to be on my feet for hours on end, I had to make sure I was wearing the right shoes. They weren't the prettiest, but they had to be supportive. I was walking for hours. If my feet started to hurt, my whole posture went. The whole posture started to slump over and I was leaning weird because my feet were hurting. We need to make sure that our equipment and everything that we are using and how we are sitting, everything that we do within our job or within our setting of our day-to-day life is done correctly. So if that means just walking straight with your shoulders pushed back and your posture correctly, make sure you're doing it. It can have overall benefits, and I feel like this is something that my higher self will definitely be making sure is a priority in her life. She's not going to just be suffering in silence and being somebody that's in pain and making things worse for themselves. So there's just a couple of tips for you for today's video. I just want you to take away that how we hold ourselves can really show off who we are as a person. So in certain tricky situations, make sure that you are not overreacting. You are really thinking about how you conduct yourself and how you first deal with that situation, and then how you're speaking about that situation. Are you going to then go off and gossip? We don't want that. So what we need to be doing is making sure that we are hitting it from the get-go, that we are reacting right to a certain situation. We are holding ourselves in the correct way. We are making sure everything is aligned with who our higher self will be. There is many more tips to come, so make sure you like this video and subscribe to be notified of all my future uploads. And until next time, keep manifesting your biggest goals.